think that they're separate and different from the rest of society, and therefore they can attack that society indiscriminately. To them, it's just retaliation. Like most people, they have an infinity of social identity, but they have strong dual identities, and when those dual identities come into conflict, become divided, loyalties, then there may be a problem. And often, this is because people identify with victims of US foreign policy, of one's own government foreign policy. Those victims are being bombed abroad, and therefore they feel that, well, if they bomb us there, we may as well retaliate here at home. And that's often the mechanism that we get the homegrown terrorism.
Good afternoon. This is Joe with Simple Life. It is August 7, 2019 still. And here we are on Joaquin Castro's Twitter. Of course, this continuing drama keeps going on with the liberal media and also people running for Congress, people running for the presidency. And we will continue seeing this type of stuff, at least until election night. And then, of course, my prediction is that Trump will win in a landslide, and this will actually just get worse. That being said, Joaquin Castro just came out 2 days ago. Of course, this is news today, where he has apparently made a tweet doxing Trump supporters and donors.
Democratic Congressman Joaquin Castro of Texas tweeted out a graphic this week that shows the names and employers of 44 Trump campaign donors in San Antonio, the people who contributed the maximum amount allowed by campaign finance laws. Congressman Castro wrote that, quote, their contributions are fueling a campaign of hate that labels Hispanic immigrants as invaders. Later adding on Twitter, how about I stop mentioning Trump's public campaign donors and he stops using their money for ads that fuel hate? And Congressman Joaquin Castro joins us now. He is vice chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and member of the Select Committee on Intelligence. And we should mention is also chairman of his brother Julian's presidential campaign.
So, Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. First of all, let's start at the very beginning, because I know there are a lot of Republican office holders who have been lying through their teeth about how dangerous this is, that it's somehow that you are putting things out that are secret. Let's just start at the very beginning. These FEC lists are public. There's complete transparency. I don't know about in your hometown, but when I was running for Congress, they always published the names in the newspapers of the contributors who contributed to the candidates. You did nothing that everybody didn't already know. Is that correct?
And also, Joe, and before I get into the discussion, I want to mention that some of these Republicans said that I doxed these people. Doxing is when you tell somebody's physical address or phone number. None of that was in this graphic that I shared, which was first put up and circulated by a local indivisible group. My post was actually a lament. If you look at my language, I said that it's sad that these folks, many of whom are prominent business owners in San Antonio, a city that's about 65% Hispanic, their customers, the people that have made them wealthy, their employees, the people that have worked for them for years, many of those folks are Hispanic, and they're giving their money to a guy who's running ads talking about Hispanics invading this country. So it was a lament about all of us go to the restaurants these people own, the businesses that they own. We patronize these places, and they're giving their money to this guy who's taking their money and using it to buy Facebook ads talking about how Hispanics are invading this country.
Now, there is some sort of debate on whether this is doxing or not, because Joaquin Castro went on MSNBC earlier trying to explain why he did this. I think it's a little bit kind of a sheepish explanation about, and it's very dismissive, and it's not very It's not very true. It's not very forthcoming on why he actually did this. I think if you actually look at this tweet where he says, sad to see so many San Antonios as 2009 maximum donors to Donald Trump, the owner of Bill Miller Barbecue, owner of Historic Pearl, realtor Phyllis Browning, etc. Their contributions are fueling a campaign of hate and that labels Hispanic immigrants as invaders. Now, why would Castro actually do this? I think that doxing has become one of the most disgusting things that has come out of this political rhetoric, both on the right and the left. Most of it's coming from the left, unfortunately. And like I said, I don't really have a political ideology. I used to be a Democrat. I used to be a Republican. Now I am just pretty much in the center. I currently support Trump, but if someone comes along that I feel that would be a better choice, then I would certainly look into them. No candidate at this point has actually raised my radar in any type of direction. They all seem like complete clowns to me right now, and I think that I can share this sentiment with a lot of Democrats as well. I think that a lot of Democrats out there are embarrassed of the actions of a lot of the candidates right now. Now, Joaquin Castro is not a candidate. He is a twin brother of his brother who is currently running for Congress. For the presidency. But we're just focusing on this tweet right now. As you can see here, it's got 36,000 comments, 40,000 likes. I'm assuming it's probably got a lot more dislikes. Unfortunately, you can't see dislikes on Twitter. Wish they would really change that. I don't really tweet much, and I haven't responded to this. It's not like he's actually going to see anything that I have to say to him, but I'm making this video as a response to this. The whole doxing thing started with the Covington kids. At least that's when it really made headlines, where the kids were from Covington High School were doxed in the media, and they received death threats. They feared for their lives. And there was also here recently a lawsuit that was brought against a lot of the mainstream media for doing that. Now, where that goes, I don't know. I think it might have actually been thrown out of court. I haven't looked into it. I think I might have heard something like that. But as far as Joaquin Castro goes, I think that he needs to take this tweet down immediately. It's disgusting. And in this type of atmosphere where we have a lot of anti-Trump supporter sentiment.
You see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
It is time for us as Democrats to be as tough as they are, to be as dedicated as they are, to be as committed as they are. Michelle always says, Michelle Obama, I love her, you know. She and my wife, like, really tight, which always scares me and Barack. But Michelle always says that, you know, when they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, we kick.
You can see how this can be a problem. I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone that doesn't agree with me when it comes to that we are living in a very divisive type of environment, and it's a tinderbox that's primed to explode for any reason. Now, I can almost bet with house money that all of these people that are still up on this tweet, and I'm sure their names have already been they've already been written down and copied, and now that there's probably a campaign going on for all of these different people. If they do own a business, that there's going to be a boycott against them. This is a form of political terrorism, and it needs to be stopped. It needs to be made illegal. Doxing is one of the worst things you can do to someone, because then it turns into something completely different. It's not a debate anymore. You turn your words into missiles and into pitchforks, where people pick those up and they go on rampages, whether it be through boycotts or whether it's through actual physical violence, which we've seen a lot, where Trump supporters or anybody that's not 100% on board with the liberal agenda, they are targeted as racist and homophobic and misogynist, and the list goes on and on. I mean, you can insult anyone however you want, and you can label them however you want, and it's up to them to prove that they're not. That is the type of society we live in now. And Castro knows this. He doesn't have to back it up with anything. He can simply say, hey, these people donated and it's part of public record. I'm putting it out there. But why are you doing that? Be honest. Why are you doing that? Because you want to cause waves. And if someone gets hurt because of this, the blood will be on your hands. You will be responsible for all of this. I don't agree with doxing anyone. If you want to have a debate with someone, have a debate with them. But he doesn't know any of these people. He doesn't know what type of people they are. He has called them racist. And he has unleashed a group of people that are just looking for an excuse. Now, you really need to think that the world that we live in could be better than this, but we only see it getting worse. It can be better. Let me just say it can be better. We can live a simpler life. We can live more in tune and balance with nature, and we can stop all this political rhetoric, and we can work on ourselves instead of becoming the political missiles that are just ready to be fired at any of one of our enemies or perceived enemies, because they are not our enemies. Your neighbor is not your enemy. I don't care what political affiliation they are, what color they are, what religion they are not your enemy. Those in the media and those in the political arena would have you believe that these people are your enemy, but they are not. You must try to live a more simple life. And that is my message to you today. You must really seek out truth, no matter what or where it leads you, as long as it's the truth. And you need to understand that your neighbor is not your enemy. Until next time, my name is Joe with Simple Life, and you have a great day.